Good morning and welcome to the Up Zone, where understanding politics is made simple. We are your two hosts, Mr. Elmer Floyd, former House Representative for the state of North Carolina, District 43, and myself, Tisha S. Waddell, former City Council Representative for the city of Fayetteville, North Carolina, District 3. And we got a lot to talk about one subject today. But there's a lot that's encompassed in this one subject. But before we get started, Mr. Floyd, I want to know, how's your week been so far?
Well, it's been good, Tisha. I can't complain. And the beauty of that, my creditors gave me Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday off. They didn't call me.
You know what that means. Look, if they didn't call you any of those days, that means you have no creditors because they will call you every day if you have a creditor. I have had bad credit before. I know what it looks like to be harassed by these people.
But I
But
had I had those days off, which is a blessing.
well, I tell you, Mr. Floyd, I thank God that look, I thank God I don't get those calls anymore. That's a good feeling. And I
And
and I hope for our community that they can get to a position where they're not getting those calls anymore. Cause you know.
and no
Oh,
and no spam calls this week. So
I
I'm
got some spam calls. I get the spam calls still every day. What are you doing to not get spam calls?
I had a good week, T.
You
Until I
special.
saw
You had
you.
a great week.
Now until I saw you, and I said, now last week she had on some brown glasses with cover up there. Now she got on white glasses. So if you see me streaming, I'm trying to get a picture of yourself, because the
I
glasses.
understand. I understand. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get us a brand deal. I would tell our people where I got my little reader glasses from, but I'm not telling anybody anything until these people that I'm buying these glasses from offers us a couple dollars to sponsor our podcast.
Well, we're
So
gonna get
I'm gonna wear the glasses.
okay, okay.
Okay. Plus, I need to see. I need to be able to see all this information you shot over to me. It's a lot, but it's some good stuff. Now, Mr. Floyd, before we get started, I think we need to remind people that early voting is going on.
Yes, early voting is going on now, and two polling sites now. One is the Board of Election from 8 to 5, and
Hmm.
Cliffdale Rec Center from 12 to 7. So you have all of these days to cast your ballot for the candidate of your choice. And you can't complain if that same 8% tell the 122,000 how they want government to be ran. So you
Yeah,
can't complain.
which
And
is a
you get and
possibility.
you get the whole thing.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we encourage you to vote.
Also, if you want to vote, go vote. If you don't want to vote, like Mr. Floyd said, you can't, you got to understand that it's going to be the same people making the same decisions. And Mr. Floyd, they say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again and expecting a different result.
Well, that's teach right now, you know, when we look at it, we've been talking about, and we can go on with our program about Murchison Road ever since I finished Fayetteville State. I'm not going to tell you when that was, what I mean? And so it's been some decades ago, and we're still talking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But,
I was talking to somebody last night, a former elected official, and we were talking about the Murchison Road corridor. And I said, and I know, and they made a valid point. I said, within the next 5 years, I anticipate that Murchison Road is going to look drastically different. And Floyd, you know that because of what we see DOT planning to do along Murchison Road. So not that there's been some huge redevelopment along the corridor, but DOT is going to come in and they're getting ready to change the trajectory of the Murchison Road corridor, right?
they've already put the indicators. They've already put the indicator, and that's one show that we can take and we can explain to the public how it's
Another
going
day.
from DOT standpoint of view. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that can be another show, to help the people to understand how progress is made, if progress is to be made.
Absolutely. Now we there are some congratulations in order. We want to go ahead and congratulate Miss Carrie Sutton. She was recently elected the chairman of the North Carolina Caucus of Black School Board members. Mr. Floyd, what does that mean for Miss Sutton besides more meetings?
More meetings then would also help draft a needed agenda for the African American, school district. For instance, the state of North Carolina has 100 counties, but it has 150 school districts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my hometown, which is Rocky Mount, which is Nash County, and Edgecombe County. Now, Edgecombe County wants to separate from the combined Nash and Edgecombe. So
Uh-huh.
Nash County has their own school system, and since Edgecombe County is a poor county, they are going to be struggling because now they're going to have to build schools.
Right. And schools are
So,
expensive.
oh yes, come
Schools are
upon
not, it's
this.
not like building a house. You can't, put a few pennies together and build a school. Schools are expensive.
Well, E. Smith that they projected was 99 million. Now it's 159 million within 3 years. But if they
Right.
keep, it might be 200 million.
If they keep on delaying, Mr. Floyd,
Yes,
if they keep lollygagging,
yes. I mean,
they need
but
some
that's
they
the
need some
beauty.
help up in the General Assembly.
Well, that's the beauty. Now, one thing about Representative Michael Ray up in Halifax County, which is a poor county, tier one county, he was able
Right,
to negotiate from the General Assembly $138 million towards school board projects.
right.
Now, now, but building schools really is the responsibility of the county, and so our delegation can come together and help the county build a school. But that's another subject. That, but we see
But
what we got.
congratulations to Carrie Sutton.
That's you got to have representatives that are willing to negotiate. But
So, Mr. Floyd, let's talk. Let's just go to our next topic. Let's get into the gritty and the city and the word on the curb because you said the word negotiate. I want to start this by saying we're not talking about the city today. We're not talking about the county. I would like to give one point of reference before we move into this. Negotiation is a huge part of redistricting. And I'll tell you, I remember, and I think we talked about this on this podcast. I remember as we did talk about it. We talked about it right before I resigned from my position. I remember when the city was going through redistricting, Mr. Floyd, and DJ Hare was asking for a piece of, he was asking for Braudel to be moved into his district because Braudel currently sits in District 3. Braudel was in my district. And I knew that it was not going to really help him that much. And it wasn't going to hurt District 3. That let me tell you why I say that. Because DJ already had a strong hold on District 4. So I knew that it would just increase his voter base, but it wasn't going to be the difference between him getting elected and not getting elected currently. It wasn't going to significantly harm District 3. But Mr. Floyd, you don't give up something without getting something.
well,
Do
that's
you?
my. I hope
Okay.
that is my
Okay,
hope
so
that
you do not. And let me remind everybody at that time, we were having the conversation about the PWC commissioner and we were at a deadlock. And this is the type of thing I'm telling you this from firsthand knowledge so that as we talk about this, people know that we're not just talking about what we think, we're talking about what we know. You have conversations with people. So the conversation that I had with DJ, I picked up the phone. I said, "Hey DJ, I know you want Braudel in your district." And I told somebody else, I told Johnny Dawkins, I said, "This is what I'm gonna do. This is the deal I'm gonna offer him. If you want Braudel, vote for the commissioner that I'm asking for. Because if you want something from me, I want something from you. We all need to get something in this.
Well, you remember talking to Floyd then.
I listened to you. Now let me tell you, DJ did not take the deal, which let me know it really wasn't that important to him because I believe that if it would have been significantly important to him, he would have taken that deal. So he didn't take the deal. So you still see Braudel in District 3. But let's talk about the deal that was made with these house maps. So first, let's look at the maps, Mr. Floyd. I'm gonna pull up the first map because yeah, let's just go there. Hang on one second, because I'm technologically challenged. So let me pull up this map. You tell me when you can start seeing the map. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, let's zoom in. We want to zoom in. Now, remember, y'all, I'm not technological, but I'm going to zoom in on Cumberland County.
That's why
Now,
we need.
Mr. Floyd, can you see Cumberland County right now?
Yes, I can see Cumberland County. Yes,
Can you see it good, Mr. Floyd?
I can see it good now. I can see it
Now,
good.
when you look at District 42, who currently represents District 42?
District 42 is Representative Lucas,
Who currently represents District 44?
and I believe District 44 is Charles Smith, if I'm not mistaken,
Who is District 45?
and that is Francis Jackson, Representative Jackson.
And who is District 43?
43 is Representative Wheatley.
So now when we look at this map, Mr. Floyd, why does it appear that District 43 is so much larger than the other? Because remember, we make understanding politics simple. Why does District 43 appear so much larger than the other districts?
Because it's rural North, it's rural Cumberland County, and rural community usually have a Republican voting bloc.
Absolutely, but they are also it's not as densely populated as the suburbs, right?
No, but it's not district
So,
populated as the urban area, but
so that's
most
why it looks bigger.
yeah. Now it has the same population of about 80 plus thousand that they're used to draw the district. So in the all that together
Absolutely.
consists of 80 plus thousand. Five
And that's a
five
requirement of redistricting, right? That's a requirement of redistricting is that you have to have approximately the same number of voters in each district.
yeah, 5%
Okay, so
left or right of
and
the
and and because that's rural, like you were making the point, rural areas tend to lean Republican,
yes.
which means that this district is probably going to be a safe bet for a Republican moving forward.
Very much so. Very much so.
Okay. Now, this is the map as it is now. Now, I don't see anything jutting out from District 42. District 42 looks contained. There's no peninsula on District 42. 44 has a little peninsula, which means that somebody was drawn into 44, but
Yeah,
42 doesn't have a peninsula, right?
yeah. Both
Let's look
42,
at
3, and both 42, 44, and 45 is somewhat compact. If you
right. So now let's look at the new version of this map. Okay?
yes,
Now I'm a zoom in again to Cumberland County. Now this is important, y'all. So understand we're going somewhere with this. Now when we zoom into Cumberland County, you see this little peninsula right here, right?
yes. Mhm.
Okay. Mr. Floyd, what is that peninsula right there?
That is where a representative moved out a precinct that they thought that may have an adverse effect on his ability to get reelected. So what you do what you have said that the Republicans are doing. You just you gerrymander someone out of the district so that you can have a greater favor of winning. Now 40,
What what
42.
what what precinct is that?
That's precinct 5.
Who do you
See,
know that lives in that precinct?
well, someone found out that I live in precinct 5. Okay. So in order not for me to challenge the person in precinct 44, you know, over the weekend while Fairfield State was having its homecoming, communication was being made to draw your district that you vote in out of 44 into 42. And there was a
Right,
reason for that. So you're no
right.
longer in 44. So I don't want
So
you to
let's
be
look at
thinking,
that.
okay,
Let's look at that, Mr. Floyd, because I think that that's important. Let's, first of all, it's very important for people to be able to understand what district they live in, right?
yes,
Now, before we talk about what district people live in, let's show what the new House redistricting, what the districts are, because this is they don't easy. It's not. This is not easy to follow. So this is the new. These are the new districts. Okay, as the redistricting has been done. District 42, who again represents District 42? We're going to keep reiterating this. Who represents 42 currently?
Representative Lucas.
Representative
And
Lucas. Who is 43?
43 again is Representative Wheatley.
44
4 is Representative Smith. And
and
45
45?
is Representative
Okay.
Jackson.
Okay. So, District 42, who is Marvin Lucas's district, which is Marvin Lucas's district currently, or is represented by Marvin Lucas. These are now the precincts that are in Marvin Lucas's district. Okay. These are the precincts.
Mhm.
You got to understand what precinct you're in. But see, most of us, Mr. Floyd, most of us, when we look at this, we don't have a clue what precinct we live in. People how to find that. District 43, excuse me. I used to be in 44. District 43 is now, these are the precincts that fall in District 43.
Yeah.
These are the precincts that fall in 44, and these are the precincts that fall in 45. So a person may be sitting looking at this and going, why does this matter? How do what do I why do I need to know this? It matters because people who used to be in a particular district are now in a different district. You got to keep up with this because you need to be able to watch who you're voting for. You need to know who's on the ballot for you. In addition to that, you need to understand what packing the districts means, what it or what removing individuals from a district looks like. Do you remember we talked about this? You remember the conversation that came up with the state maps about Ben Clark when they had the little peninsula that they drew to include his house. It was a big
And
deal. This is done by Democrats and Republicans to ensure reelectability. Period.
yeah,
So let's look and see. Let's tell people. So this is your house districts by precinct. We'll put all of these graphics up on our website. I mean on our Facebook page. Now, how would a person know what district they live in? Well, first of all, Mr. Floyd, I'm gonna pull up my voter registration card. So let's use me as an example. I'm in District 44, as far as I know. So
as
because
of
I'm in,
as of today,
say again.
as
No,
of today,
I thought I was always in District. What? Which one did you say is Diane Wheatley? 43. I wasn't in that one. I was always in 44. I think. Let me double check. Hold on, because I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. But hold on. Let me see. This is the part that's confusing because even elected officials. I was on the phone with an elected official last night, and we were going back and forth. This is my voter registration card. And I'll show you guys, there's a link. I'll show you how to pull up your voter registration card. But look at this. Okay. So here's my voter registration card. Tell me when you can see it, Mr. Floyd. Can you see it?
yeah, I see it now.
Okay. So I am in, this says currently I'm in House District 44, which is represented by Charles Smith.
Yes.
Charles Smith is currently my representative for the North Carolina House. Well, when I look at this, I am in precinct West Area 2G2. Precinct West Area 2G2. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Let's go back, Floyd, because we need to make it make sense, right? So let's go back to this window where we talked about. the new districts.
Tabulation list. That's the voter
Now,
registration.
Floyd, now when I look at 44, which is where I am, I don't see anything that says West Area 2G2. How am I supposed to figure this out, right? Now, here's the confusing part. They don't make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I then have to do is I got to carry my hind parts over here. Now, I'm going to show y'all. I got to go over here and we're going to link all of this because y'all need all of this. You will not figure it out any other way. So then I got to go. Hold on. Let me get to where I got to go so I can take you with me. We got to go over to our little, to our Cumberland County NC.gov. Okay. That's where we're going. Cumberland County NC.gov. I'm going to share my screen and show you where we go. So when we get to Cumberland County NC.gov, that's going to take us to where we at. Let's see.
You, either you
Hold
go on
on.
the city side or the house side.
Here we go. I'm right here. I'm about to show it to you. So tell me when you can see this screen.
Okay.
Okay, so now I have to go. Remember, I'm in West Area 2, G2, right? So I got to scroll down and find West Area 2, G2. See? And it don't even say G2, it say G2E2. But this is it right here. So this says Warren, this says West Area O2 is G2E-2. Now, Floyd, this a lot. Now, Floyd, we got to go back.
Now, but
Go
on the
ahead. Okay,
side
I'm
of
going to go back.
it,
Go
on the
ahead.
side of it, say what we use as old school as precinct 9. Okay. Right
And do you
beside
even
it.
see that?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It would show. It would show that you're in precinct 9, and if you, but today you said G. You said G2A.
Right here, G2E2.
G2E2. Okay.
Because remember, I'm West Area 2. So here's West Area 2. My voter registration card says that I am precinct West Area 2, which means when I'm trying to figure out where I am in the house, in this new house area, I got to look for G2E2.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's your
So
precinct.
now we're going to, right
Okay.
now, like I said, we're going to link all of this because there is no way that our audience would be able to track this without understanding all of this. So now we're going to go and we're going to go to this page, back to this screen where we have our new house districts. Okay. Tell me when it comes up.
Okay.
Now remember, I was in house 42.
Mhm.
I mean, what I say I was?
You in
Okay.
house for
So look now. G2, E2, according
hmm
to this, still falls in 44. So according to the redistricting, did I move, Floyd?
Yes, you did
Am I
move.
in a new district?
You are as of Wednesday.
Okay, help me understand because I'm in District 44 now. This says
hmm
I'm still in District 44, G2E2.
G2. I'm looking at the map. Let's see. No. Uh-uh. Mm-mm.
Okay, help me understand it because this doesn't make a lot of sense. West Area 2, G2. So when I go back, I'm going to go back to this. Watch, Mr. Floyd. I'm going back to this screen, which is from Cumberland County. And when I go to
But
Cumberland County,
we're not your
go ahead.
polling site. The church. Is
Nope,
that
I'm
right?
Warrenwood Elementary School.
Okay.
Now you thinking about Hillendale. Now look, now let's go there. You're thinking about Hillendale North. Like you're
Helen.
thinking about the big Hillendale. That's the church's polling site. That's where the church was.
Okay.
So they are, Let me see on here. Who were they?
It,
Let me see if I can. Lloyd, we need to find. I don't want to do that on the. Hold on. I'm going to find. I know who to look for. Hang on just a second.
okay.
But talk through
Now,
it while I'm looking at this. Go ahead.
okay. Now,
Well,
what
my
you
district may not have changed, but that doesn't mean that this area has not changed. So let's go and look at somebody who may be in Hillendale West. Hold on.
okay? And Hillendale West one. See what you had to do. There's two ways to look at it. You got precinct
Okay.
Hillendale. You got Hillendale G2E1. Okay, that's College Lake Rec Center. Then
Right.
you
And
got
they're still in 44.
yeah. Then you got Warnwood, you know, which is G2E2. Okay,
Right.
so you have to go back. You have to go back to the voter tabulation district,
That's
and
where I'm
then
going.
find whether or not you are in District 44 or 42. But the
I'm
thing,
still in 40. I'm still in 44. So I'm still going to be in Charles Smith's district.
yeah. But when you go up here and look, if you go back and look at Precinct 9, the objective was to move Precinct 9,
What
only
is
Precinct
precinct 9? You got to tell me what precinct 9 is.
9 is G2A. That's the,
G2A. Okay, so
yeah,
let's find G2A. Hold on.
okay. That was the
G2A.
precinct that was moved. That was the precinct that was moved. Okay.
So G2, I'm looking for G2A.
Okay.
I don't see G2A.
Move,
Floyd?
move down. Go back up. Go back up.
Oh, I missed. Okay, I missed all of this.
Okay. Now stop right at you see 9 right there? There's 9. What we
Right
refer
here,
to as
G2A. Okay.
that is the
So here we
precinct
go.
that was moved.
Now that's the one, Floyd. That's the one I was looking for. Thank you. That's not
Okay.
my neighborhood. That's the neighborhood across the street from me. That's where I'm not gonna say no names because I'm not putting nobody on blast. But
Okay.
G2A. Now let's look at that. Let's go back to the precinct because you now that's now we talking something different. Hold on one second. Let me go to.
That was the
Let
only
me go
precinct
back.
that was moved. That was precinct moved out of Charles Smith district.
Hold
You
on,
look
Mr. Floyd. Let me show you this. Let me show you this now because I think when we look at this, this may tell a different tale. Hold on one second. House districts new. Share. So this is again the voter tabulation. So look, 44 G2A. 44 still has G2A in it.
okay. If we let me go back to the other page, Chief. Okay, precinct 9 is G2A. And
Yep.
if you look on page 42, I mean you look on page 7,
This is
line
it.
okay, you see G2A, which is the church that which is the precinct that was moved into Marvin Lucas district. We're not talking
Line
about your
what?
precinct.
Which line?
Line 7. I'm sorry, line 6 on page 7. Okay. You see
Okay, so wait
G
a minute. Let me make sure I'm not looking at an old one. Hold on one second. Let
okay.
me stop sharing because it's possible that I don't listen. I told you I'm not tech savvy. So we're gonna go back to because we got to dispel all the myths today. We're going back to the North Carolina legislature
Mm-hmm.
because that's where this is happening. And we
Yes.
go into the redistricting. Hold on, we're gonna go to the NC. I'm gonna put this on the screen so people can watch us.
Go back to
Yep,
the
let me put
NC.
it up on the screen. Window. And we want to go to right here. Okay, tell me when you can see my screen. We're going to ncleg.gov.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We're going to go down to calendars,
Yes.
and then we want to go to House Calendar 2018 through current.
Yes.
And then we want to go to the supplemental calendar from 10/24/2023.
That's it.
Okay. And then we're going to click on here,
Yes.
and then we want to hit filed.
Yes.
And when we hit file, this is where we come to, and this will take us down to where we get to district, to
44.
our district. We
Yeah.
want to go to District 44.
Okay.
Okay, we're here now.
Okay.
Okay. So now District 42,
hmm If you look
what are
at
we looking
this,
for?
if you look at District 42, it should be on the page that I will make sure, because it has lines. It's on line 6. What's on line 6, Chief? I can't.
We've got CL 57-2, G11B,
Now,
G5B1, G5B2. Nope, it's not
okay.
there. It's still in districts. Look, G2A is still in District 44.
Okay. But now the House redistricting map. This is the one. Is this the second edition that you have?
Which one? The one I'm showing?
Yeah. Go back to the top and see if it's the second edition.
This is the one that's on the screen right now is the third edition.
Uh, okay. That's this booth. The one that I have is showing it on it's showing it on page 7, line 6.
I'm gonna go back. Screen.
So, because it also shows that precinct 5 has been moved into district 42.
What is precinct 5? So we can go and look at that.
Precinct 5 is the actually it's precinct 519. That precinct is the one that moved. 19 is still in 44. Okay, 19 is still in 44. The Cumberland County Board of Election merged those two precincts, and that's why it's arrived when you look on the calendar. But I mean, Board of Election, you see 519. You don't see the two precincts separated. Okay.
Okay. I guess the point that I'm trying to get at, Mr. Floyd, is when
Mm-hmm.
we're looking at this and we're looking at these districts,
Mm-hmm.
district, the one that you just mentioned, CG, hold on,
I'm sorry, it's
G2,
G2A. Yeah,
right.
G2A. The one that I have, it's listed. You know, at the bottom of page 7. Can you go back to your G?
You want me to
Go
go back
back.
to which one?
Voter tabulation list.
Absolutely. Hold on. Let me pull that up.
Okay. Scroll down to page 7.
Y'all, and
And
this
then
is intended, I believe that this is intended to be confusing. I really do. I'm scrolling down to page 7. I'm on page 7.
okay, go to the bottom and see the bottom left, the bottom the bottom left of the page.
Where it says
Okay.
DRH
Okay.
10500-ST-6.
Okay. Now the page that I have, the report that I have, it have the same thing. Committee proposed substitute 40 52 2 MT-1. See, that's not the current one that you have there.
Okay, so let's find the current one. Let's go find the current one. Let's see. So I need to go back into North Carolina General Assembly,
Yeah, yeah.
Edition 3, or ratified.
Go back. Yeah.
Okay, see, this is why I'm saying you got to walk me through because Mr. Floyd,
Mm.
this is very confusing.
Okay. Okay. Go down to the
Now
bottom page.
here, now on ratified, let me see if I see G2. This is okay. You want me to go down to the bottom? This is House Bill 898 ratified.
Okay. What page do you own? Okay.
7.
Okay.
Is
And
this still
district
not the
40.
right one?
Yeah. District 42. Go back up to 42.
Okay.
Okay. Stop at
G2A
40.
is in 42.
Okay. So you see
So
some.
this
So
is
you see.
so ratified is the one we need to be looking at. So
So you.
GTA has been moved. That precinct has been moved to District 42. Mr. Floyd, I
Yeah.
know you know your stuff, but that's why you got to walk slow people like me right on through it. Because that's what we mean when we say making politics simple. making understanding politics simple. Okay, let's look for me again now. So we said I'm G2G, which is now, hold on, because now I gotta go back and look and see what my
Okay. Yours, yours is
G2E1. I'm G2E
no, you G2E2. Okay.
G2E2. Okay,
Yeah.
so G2E2. Where am
Go
I?
down
Let's
to
see.
44. Go down to 40. Pull up, stroll up to 44. Okay. Stroll up some more. Okay.
Okay, so
Now
I'm still in 44.
you're still in 44.
So Floyd, they
Oh,
just moved all over there. They moved all the people on the other side, but they left us over here. Okay, well, I'm
yeah.
glad to know I'm still at 44. But now that we've clarified that, I just threw my tissue in the air. Now that we have clarified that you have been moved, your district has been moved, not just you, but Hillendale North has been moved. Everybody who voted at that church, who used to vote at the church off of Country Club, has been moved.
Now they still vote at the
All
church, but they
But
but they're
y'all are in
in the
Marvin Lucas's district now. You're in Marvin Lucas's district now, whereas you used to be in Charles Smith district. I mean, in
yeah.
your district. So they've
Now that was
taken all of those people.
district.
Why? Why, Floyd? Let's get to the why. Let's get to the why. Let's get to the why.
I don't want to be specific, but there was a reason for the request to have that change. And just like
Well,
Democrats that
generally speaking, what would a reason be that somebody would request to have that change made?
well, because they want to put a candidate in there that they would like to
That
see.
lives in that precinct.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's
So
why.
let's do this. Let's do it. You heard it here first. You heard it here first that it is very likely, not that is 100% certain, but it is very likely that a candidate will come out of that G2A precinct,
Yes,
which is over
yes.
there in that Hillendale North area, and that they will be running for the seat that Marvin Lucas currently occupies. It has been rumored for a while now that Marvin Lucas was planning to retire. So it's very
Well,
possible.
there's possibility he will retire.
Because
That's
how long
possible.
has he been in that seat, Mr. Floyd?
I think maybe about 22 years, somewhere in there.
When have we ever seen Mr. Lucas permit redistricting to affect his district like that?
Uh, and mine that I have, that has not been done.
Okay, okay. That's all I have to say about that. So thank you all. I want to say to our audience, thank you for going through this process with us. You can see how convoluted it is. You see it's terribly confusing. We will post all of this so that you can go in and check your voter registration card and see which district you will fall in as far as the House is concerned. Go ahead, Floyd.
But you can't, you know, Democrats, as you said earlier, and Republicans have used gerrymandering. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now the Democrats are complaining about the Republican stacking, packing, using minorities, and all of that. But if we just stop and look, we can see that there's two incidents in our county where gerrymandering have taken place. Now, if it was done by the representative that was in District 5, someone would have
Oh, we'd
said,
be up in arms. We'd be up in
yes,
arms.
yes.
How dare you?
I mean, so, when that's why you have to be present to serve and you must constantly be on the lookout for changes. Because
Yeah.
when you see PCS, that's a composed committee substitute. Okay. And just when I first sent you that map, House District Precinct
How
5
quickly it
was
changed.
44. Over the weekend, it was negotiated and changed.
Right.
Okay. So in that
Mr.
someone in precinct,
Question. Let me ask this question because I know that somebody in our audience is thinking this. Are districts usually changed without the input of the seated representative?
well, rumor was that I asked both representatives because it was reported that when they it was reported through different channels. We each house, I mean each Democrat and Republican have map draws.
Right.
So you look at so to move District 5, they said that the delegation had no problem with moving District 9. Okay.
Precinct
So,
9.
yeah, Precinct 9. They
Uh-huh.
had no problem with moving Precinct 9. Okay. So that's one, Tish. That's
Mhm.
one. Now, in the midst of that, when the person, the rumor bill is shared with District District 44, is that
Mhm.
I was in District 5. That the best way
Precinct
to move,
5.
yeah, yeah, I get them all. You know,
I got you.
is
I got you.
is to move District 5, Precinct 5, out of your district so you will not have him as a challenger. So,
Mhm.
so in the conversation with two of the representatives, they said that they had no knowledge. Their concern was Precinct 9, not
Right.
Precinct. But when the person got through, Precinct 5 was added to the list.
Right. But the
So
answer to the
the
question,
map,
the answer to the original question is it is abnormal for changes to happen without the input of the person who represents a
delegation.
particular district. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So like
You
you're
have
not going to see if somebody in District 44 is being asked to give up something or to take on something from a different district, there's a conversation that takes place. Because during redistricting, everybody is working on making sure, first of all, like there's rules that you come up with before you even start redistricting. You don't want to double bunk incumbents, which means you don't want two incumbents running in the same district because ultimately an incumbent, one of them will go home. You usually don't want to split precincts. So like at this level, you want to keep precincts whole. There are different rules you want to have within plus or minus 5% the same amount of voters in each district. There are rules that are automatically put on the table when this process starts moving. And as it continues to go forward, these incumbents who are representing a particular district are communicated with to find out how they feel about the changes that are being made. So it is very unlikely that either the representative for 44, the representative for 42, or the representative for 43 were not consulted on some level about these changes. Now, whether they
well
understood,
again. What I'm saying again, they was consulted because
right,
they agreed on District 9 being
precinct
moved.
9, yes, yes,
District 5 was thrown in, and Precinct 5 was added to that change. So when
right,
they went to the House districting person, the conversation, I'm just conversation, was that
hmm,
Precinct 5 is where Floyd lived.
right,
Okay. And
right.
so this is the same person in precinct who did the redistricting is the same person that had a problem with Cumberland County being whole by me doing an amendment in 2020.
Let me
You
ask
know,
you a question, Mr. Floyd. Do you feel like you're still being punished by the Democratic delegation for your position?
I mean, it's something that the Native American has said many times. At which tongue do you speak from today?
Absolutely. Let
Because
me ask you another question, Mr. Floyd. You articulated to me when we were talking about this last night that you do not feel like that you are certain that this new district was not drawn for you.
no,
So I want to dispel because there may be somebody who might be thinking, well, they did that for Mr. Floyd. If Lucas is stepping down, maybe they did it for him to run in that district. Let's be clear, this was not done for you.
no, it
You
was
do
not
not
done.
live in.
It was done for someone else, and I don't want to call that person.
Me neither. Me neither. I don't want to say any names either. Me neither.
But
Now, let me
you know,
ask you one more question, Floyd.
mm,
Given all of this, and you do not have to answer, but I'm going to ask you because I know our audience wants to know as well. Given all of this, how do you feel about your political future in this next election?
well, you know, I have been I've been dealing with Democrats for the last 2 decades. And I have been, I've seen more than what the average person that goes to the Democrat headquarters and make robot calls.
Right.
I've seen the Democrats in action and how
You
they
know what's
work.
going on behind closed doors.
And let me tell you, it's a different beast behind closed doors. Okay,
Yeah.
you know. So when you look at the person that's doing the map drawing, he has a relationship with the person in Guilford County that he is going to try to accommodate all the time with that person's wishes. Now, that person in Guilford County had a problem with me supporting the Constitutional Amendment for same sex marriage. And so that was a problem. But it's all right, here in Cumberland County, is that just a couple of months ago, a couple of weeks ago, when Charles Smith was with Diane Wheatley and McGinnis talking about the budget. When he voted against the budget, Francis voted against the budget, and both Representative Francis, Representative Lucas voted against the budget. But they pulled Charles Smith in. But if that had been Elmer Floyd, that would have been in communication in that same article, they would have called you, Tish, and said, Floyd is not a lawyer Democrat. He is talking with the Republicans. But it's all right if someone else does it. So the Democrat Party talks that they want to take back the House and they want to take back the Senate. I say to the Democrats, you got to change your message if you
Yeah.
intend that. You got you got to change it, and you still
Yeah.
cannot go to the African American community no longer welcome them into the church to
Right.
to conversate with their congregation. Then
Right.
the black male was utilized. Now they're utilizing the black female. Now they're utilizing the LBGT community. So there's always an avenue that they're using for gain. But
Yeah.
we have lost over 500,000 members in the last decade. But our
Yeah.
state population have grew, and we got one more U.S. representative. So the question, T, where did these people? Where did these people that lead the Democrat Party? Where did they go?
Where they go. Well, you still didn't answer my question, and I'm gonna double down on my question. And like I said, you don't have to answer it, but you did a good job informing the community. But what does this mean for you politically? What does it take for you to decide I want to run in this district or I don't want to run in this district?
I haven't. I really teach. Haven't made up. Really haven't made up my mind about
Okay.
what I'm going to. What
Do
I'm
you
going to
have
do.
is this a different consideration with the makeup of this district, or
No,
is
no,
this
it's not.
just a different? Okay.
No, it's it's not one. But I see our party as not being aggressive enough, and I rather have a Democrat 85 to 90% of the time than to not have a Democrat at all.
At
That's
all?
what they went after me. They lost the seat altogether. And Billy Richardson said that the executive branch said they didn't care as long as they get rid of Floyd. But if you look at my track record and my service to Cumberland County, there was more revenue brought in than any elected official from Cumberland County. So, but let me add another point
Okay.
is that redistricting. You know, we have redistricting for 144 years, the Democrat Party.
Mhm.
Okay, 44 years. But if we stop and look, when I arrived in Raleigh, I could not attend the redistricting meeting because the
Mhm.
redistricting committee was Representative Glacier, and they was
Mhm.
trying to protect two seats. That was Margaret Dixon and Representative Glacier. Okay,
Mhm.
and the maps that we see now is 90% of the maps that were back then. That meant that they wanted to push me over into the rural part of the county so they can protect those two seats. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's nothing new. But if you can think for yourself as an African American Democrat, you will not received well by the Democrat Party. What they want you to do is to run, stay away, and go home and wait for their instruction. Now, again, if you notice, I'm sure you read that the governor came to Fayetteville and went to four churches and said he talked with Floyd because he won't give up $132 million. Now we're tier one county. I
Right.
mean, what fool is gonna give up $132 million unless he's on his way to Goldsboro, you know? So yeah, but that's our party. So it's all right for Smith to move me out of District 5 because it's gerrymandering. But they knocked the Republicans for gerrymandering. But if it's for their own political gain, then they gerrymander. So, what I just want to say today, to let the people see what is taking place and how people are being manipulated. Now, you have a picture there with the CCD, CCG, I mean G. And that's that picture where in that District 5 was a railroad out
Let me
of
put that
44.
up for you. Hold on. Let me put it up for you. Let's see. Okay, go ahead. Talk about it. Take us on
Okay,
out.
okay. See, this is this is District 5 is being railroaded out of District 44 into District 42. Now that's a railroad track that you see. And that's what took place over the weekend. And so I'm really and truthfully reminded and will keep this, really take it very personal for this to be done, and those who participate in doing it, both people from Cumberland County, I'm not going to call those persons from Cumberland County, and the map drawers in Raleigh, which was SAC, which the only thing you got to do is say that it was Floyd district. They're gonna say yes because we don't like Floyd because he voted for HB2 and he voted to allow the marriage amendment to be placed on the ballot. Those were things that my constituents asked to be done. And what I'm saying in closing, when I went to Raleigh as a new representative with a new attitude for changes. And my third thing that I said is that I make decisions based on my constituents, okay, my conscience, and third, my caucus because my caucus then elect me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on. My camera's out.
Okay. And so,
Okay.
you know, that is that's the process. They want you to follow their agenda, but I was
Right.
elected by the people in District 43. So,
Right.
uh, what my future lies, I don't know. The maps are in the courts. They're going to be court fights, and so we'll just wait and see how the court is going to spend that. But we argue so much that we had 7 U.S. House seats. Now we're going to be down to possibly 10-3 or 10-4 or 11-3. You know,
Meaning 11 Republican, 3 Democrat?
yes. And we argue about gerrymandering when we see how precinct 5 was gerrymandered out of District 4. But we say that the Republican is wrong to do that. But when it comes down to
I've
our
said
precinct,
forever, Mr. Floyd. And I'll say again, I've said forever and I'll say again, gerrymandering is only wrong to the side who's losing because every side does it. And it's only wrong to the side who's losing. I want to thank you for helping us figure out how to know which house district we're in. I want to encourage our viewers to go and take a look at the information that we drop down underneath today's podcast. Find your voter registration lookup on the website. Find your district, your house district. Then go and look and cross reference. See where you are. See how this affects you, so that you can be prepared and know what you're doing. Mr. Floyd, what do you want to leave our people with?
That I'm not gonna say so much good anymore because I'm gonna talk about a lot of people now that I have not been talking about. So I just want people to go to the polls and participate and be ready to vote in November because my motto is I don't pay people to discriminate against me.
Absolutely. So I'm just gonna say, welcome to the side of I just don't care no more what y'all think about me or what y'all have to say about me, because I'm gonna tell you what I think about what you're doing. So welcome to the side of that coin. But I'll say this. Thank y'all for tuning in. Mr. Floyd, we have a real troll that loves to come on our page. I'm not gonna say her name again because I don't even think that's really that person. I told you I think it's somebody that's on the city council. I have an idea who I think it is, but I'm not even gonna say that. But to that troll, I just want to tell you I really appreciate that you stay on our page because it helps our numbers. So thank you, Mr. Floyd. We are never mad about the negative stuff people say, because I'm gonna leave you what Floyd taught me. If you have the spine of an earthworm, you might as well stay home. So with that, I love you because Jesus died for you. So that means he loved you. So I love you. And that's just it. And there's nothing you can do about it. Your little slick comments don't make me mad. I think they're kind of funny because you have no idea usually what you're talking about. And Mr. Floyd,
It's
look,
okay. They talk
and
about
Floyd, go ahead.
what they say about Paul. What Paul said, they're talking about your friend. Paul said,
Yeah,
if they're
they talk.
talking about him, it's good.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
absolutely.
don't
And
expect
thank
to
you
be on a
for
program like this teacher and gain friends. Okay,
okay.
it's a you don't expect to do that. If you're gonna be on a program like this to talk about issues, then you need. I'm talking about you. You need to separate yourself from the program because you're
Absolutely.
gonna have to.
Absolutely. That's the gritty in the city and the word on the curb. Like, share, subscribe, follow, and we will catch you on the next episode.